I became the Spurs boss with one goal to win trophies. But quickly I realized just how difficult this was going to be as we suffered heartbreak in the Europa League final. Now in my defense, Postecoglou had left this club in a real mess, 15th in the Premier League. I also couldn't make any transfers. I had no preseason to figure out any tactics. But facts are facts, I still bottled a really good chance to win a trophy. But now in season 2, we can start building this Spurs team from scratch, make the signings we want, develop the team in my direction, but the goal remains the same, ending the Spurs curse and bringing home trophies. I can't believe that we're just in episode 2 of the Spurs series and we're already reeling from trauma. I guess that's how it feels to become a Spurs manager.
Respect.
But yeah, man, losing that Europa League final really hurt. But I guess we gotta take the positives. In just a couple of months of becoming the manager, we took this team to a final. At least we kinda know how we want to build our team from now on. Because of course, we haven't even made a single signing yet. Finally, in season 2, we can bring in transfers. But wait a minute, I'm just getting an email from Daniel Levy, the Spurs chairman. Due to our extremely poor Premier League finish and the fact that we won't be playing any European football, the club's transfer budget will be extremely restricted. Brilliant, guys. Here I was thinking we could maybe make signings and improve this team. To be fair, I can see where the chairman's coming from. Because, you know, we did finish 17th in the Premier League. How crazy is that with this team landing 17th? I'm going to blame Postecoglou for that, though. Oh, wow. Just a budget of 34 million. That is absolutely brutal. But you know what's worse? Since we're not going to be playing any European football, it's going to be harder to sign players. I mean, why would players at Champions League clubs even consider signing for us? Our pull in terms of transfers is going to be really low this year. I guess in that case, it's a good thing we've tied up Son for another 2 years. Bro, last episode, he was literally on the verge of leaving us. He didn't want to sign his contract, but we made a promise that if we got to the Europa League final, he would believe in my project and resign. I guess he expected that we would win the final because we were the favorites. But yeah, Heung-min Son is still trophyless and we've got him on a 2-year deal. I guess it's a win for us, but I still kind of feel bad for Son. He could have probably joined a really big club this year.
I am dead inside.
But you know what, Son? Just trust the process. We're building this team around you. And I'm sure by the end of your Spurs contract, you will have trophies. But yeah, with Son alone, we're not going to be winning anything. The team is desperately in need for a world-class midfielder. Probably also a striker, because I'm not sure how much we can trust Solanke. But yeah, all of that is going to cost a lot of money. And where are we going to get it? Okay, our squad looks a lot bigger than before. A lot of players who were out on loan, like Brian Gill, Højbjerg, they're all back from their loan spell. And you know what? We do need money. And if we just look at the squad and start selling some players, like, come on, we don't need to have 4 CDMs at the club. I mean, look at this. I've transfer listed the likes of Højbjerg, Bissouma, Brian Gill. I'm sure with just these 3 sales, we should be able to generate quite a bit of cash. And there you go. Offers are starting to come in, but I do not want to be dealing with Arsenal. That makes no sense. Although, what purpose is Højbjerg going to serve for Arsenal? He isn't going to play ahead of Declan Rice. Do you know what? It might be worth to just meet Mikel Arteta and try and extort as much money as we can from them, because I don't think Højbjerg is going to play any sort of part there at Arsenal. If we can take out like 22 million from this deal, I mean, that is money taken away from Arsenal, putting into our coffers. But yeah, they're not stupid. That's probably not going to work. 20 million at least? Come on, Arsenal. Give us some money where we're not that good in the Premier League anymore.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you.
Bro, they're actually reducing the offer. You know what? I'm not going to deal with Arsenal, man. We'll find another club to sell Højbjerg to. See, I told you, we've got Aston Villa coming in with an offer. And there's a pretty big offer coming in from Chelsea for Brian Gill. Now, I know he's a good talent, but I don't know how we'll fit him into our team, so it's better to take the cash. With these 2 sales, our budget is going up nicely. Oh, we're up to 87 million. That is a lot better. But although that seems like a lot for the changes we want to make, the quality of players we want to bring in, I don't think it's enough. Well, then it's a good thing we've also got offers for Bissouma and even James Maddison. Nah, man, there's no way we can sell Madders. Especially considering this season, we're not going to have the pull to attract big European talents. We need to keep the quality players we have. I'm rejecting this. Meanwhile, that's Bissouma sold for 13 million. These player sales have kind of saved our season, boys, because now we've got 100 million to use. And if we can put the money to good use, maybe bringing in a midfielder and a striker, I reckon we've got a competitive Premier League team. Now, before we get into making signings, it's time for me to host my first press conference as the Spurs gaffer. Now, don't you be mentioning that Europa League defeat.
Oh, come on!
Now, actually, I'm seeing a lot of questions about Harry Kane. Now, I know this is emotional for Spurs. Kane was their main man for so many years, but I think I'm going to have to close the door on this signing. We're in no position to sign a player like Harry Kane. He's going to cost us well over 100 million. But apart from that, why would he leave Bayern Munich, a club competing for the Champions League, to join Spurs? We literally finished 17th in the Premier League last year. I mean, I'm not going to say no in the future, because hey, if we do become a Champions League club, maybe this would be a fairy tale ending for both club and the player. But yeah, for now, this is not happening. Every Spurs gaffer promises trophies, but results are the same every time. Why do you think you're different, and who are the players you want to build your project around? Well, to be honest, I don't know what's different about me. Far greater managers have taken on this job. They have failed. So I'm just hoping I can bring in a fresher and younger perspective, build a certain style of play. And to be honest, it did work last season up until the Europa League final. Of course, we couldn't win, but I do feel like if I'm given time, we could do something here, especially with you guys giving me suggestions. Now, about who I want to build this team around, it's got to be Heung-min Son. He's got a couple of good years maybe left in him, and I want to make the most out of it because I know when he's in front of goal, he's absolutely ridiculous. And also players like Madison in midfield, Romero and Van de Ven at the back. I think we've got a really good core. We just need a world-class midfielder and a top-class striker, and we're definitely going to finish better than 17th with that. Sign Pep as assistant manager? What? What the fuck? I would love to, but why would Pep Guardiola be my assistant manager at Tottenham?
What kind of paint thinner were you sniffing when you thought of this?
Are you going to resign from the club? Okay, this press conference is now getting ridiculous. I'm storming out of here.
That's it! I have had enough!
Let's now get back to business. I think the most important signing for us this season has got to be a midfielder. Now, as I mentioned before, we are not allowed to sign players from any Champions League clubs. Because let's be real, why would they join us? And that is kind of annoying because I can't sign someone like Conor Gallagher. He would have been perfect for us in the midfield. He's got La Liga experience as well now. But of course, he's playing for Atleti, who are a Champions League club. Saying that, what about Yuri Tielemans? Now, Aston Villa last season were a Champions League club, but this season they have not qualified. Now, we are allowed to sign him, but is this the right play? Should we maybe go for a younger player? To be fair, we do have Bergvall in the ranks, so maybe an experienced player could be better. Oh, that 55 pace does not excite me. But look at the play styles he's got. That's the perfect midfielder we need to get a bit of control in our midfield. And you know what? If we can get him for the right price, like maybe around 35-40 million, that'll leave us with good money to go hunting for a striker. So let's see how much this is going to cost us. Come on, Unai Emery, help me out. And okay, it's going to cost us about 41 million. I think we could save a bit of cash here as well. We'll counter with 37. And that's actually worked. You know what? I think we're getting a solid deal here. Now, I think if we offer Yuri Tielemans a bit of a wage bump, he should be inclined to join us. And yup, it has worked. My first signing in this Spurs era, and I think it's a really good one. The experienced Yuri Tielemans is joining Spurs. Bro, instantly that makes our midfield so much more formidable. By the way, I just realized the 3 midfielders we have are all 28 years old. I guess it's good that in their prime, we need the experience there. But oh man, the Premier League begins in just 2 weeks, and we kick off against West Ham. Before that, though, we need to figure out what to do with the striker spot. I don't know if Solanke is the man to trust. He is kind of similar to Harry Kane, but I don't think he's got that finishing like him. Last season, it was basically Son getting us all the goals, and yeah, I don't want to risk that. We're going to need someone better. But again, because we can't sign players from Champions League clubs, it's going to make it difficult to find a really good striker. Now, we could re-sign Matthias Tel. We had him on loan last year, but I didn't really use him. But I kind of feel we need a number 9 who can get us guaranteed goals now. Bro, this rule actually makes things so hard because all these strikers you can see, they would be perfect for our Spurs project. Guess what? We can't sign any of them. They all play in the Champions League. In that case, I'm thinking maybe signing Tel and just developing him as the play. Now, I know you're thinking he plays for a Champions League club, but we're going to keep this as an exception because he did play for Spurs last year, and he's anyway not going to be getting any game time at Bayern because they've got Harry Kane. Do you know what? Having both Solanke and Tel compete for that striker spot, I think it should be really good for us. I don't think there's any chance we can attract a higher overall talent than Solanke at our current stage. I'm pulling the trigger with Matthias Tel. We're bringing him back to Spurs. And honestly, this is an absolute steal. 21 million. No issues as well on the contract side. And there you go. He's once again back wearing a Spurs shirt. Oh, we've now made it to the start of the Premier League season. I still think the team needs a bit more quality in a lot of departments. But for now, we've got to work with what we have. And I am thinking of giving Tel his kind of debut as an official Spurs player, not a loanee. We've got Tielemans as well getting his first start. I'm really banking on him controlling that midfield. But come on, man. This time around in the Premier League, we can be nowhere near the relegation zone. I think a realistic target is to get back in a top 4 Champions League football, because that's when we can start taking the club to the next level. And for that, I would love to start the season off with a win. Come on. Heung-min Son looking for Tel. This is some nice linked up players. He plays it back for Son. Brilliant play, and what a goal that was. If Tel could do all of that, why didn't I use him last season? Oh, it does feel good to have Yuri Tielemans because he can fire those passes into Tel, who's now looking for Heung-min Son. But the defender came in and tackled. Man, I'm already so impressed with Tielemans because this ping pass plus just enables us to get through defenses so easily. Like, look at this. Firing this one for Tel, instantly a chance and a goal. What was I thinking last season not giving Matthias Tel a run out? Because so far he's got himself a goal and an assist. But you know what? That was created by Tielemans too. And that is how we start the season, boys. A 2-0 win. I'm so happy that both our transfers have worked out. Both Tel and Tielemans were so good in that first game. Oh, and also a couple of players have developed new positions. Oh, I do want to speak about this guy, Young-min Hyuk, another South Korean player. We're converting him to the right wing position. He goes up by 1 overall. But would you believe it? Just as Son is in his final years, his regen has kind of popped up. And yup, this is a real player. He was actually loaned out by Spurs last year. He's now back in the club. I'm not sure how good he is, but Brennan Johnson isn't really lighting things up for us. So we will give him a chance. Who knows, man? He might be the next Heung-min Son at the club. But yeah, those are really big shoes to fill. We won't add more pressure on him. We're playing Brentford next, and I do want to make one change. Brennan Johnson didn't really shine. Do I want to play Kulusevski there? I kind of feel like in our system, Kulusevski's left out. There's no cam position. We've got Madison and Tielemans who are brilliant. The only position Kulusevski can play is right wing, but he doesn't have the pace for it. But let's give him a run out and see what he can do there. Also, I really liked Archie Gray last season. We're going to use him a lot more this year. And come on, guys. If we really want to be in the top 4 this season, qualify for Champions League, these are the kind of games that need to be guaranteed wins. And Madison looking for Tel. Oh, he's laid that one off for Kulusevski.
Nope.
I criticized him a bit, and that's what I'm talking about. He doesn't have that explosive pace anymore. Last season, the one issue we had was we were leaking goals, but this time around, Van de Ven and Romero are looking solid in the back. Madison firing the ball into Tel, who controls that so nicely. And we've got a chance here with Heung-min Son. He couldn't get in behind. Okay, maybe I was praising my defense a bit too early because we have been opened up. But Romero does really well there and gets the ball back, clears it away. And now here's Yuri Tielemans looking for space. He can pick out passes for days, but Kulusevski, he's having a bit of a stinker. Tielemans again, though, looks for Kulusevski. Finds Tel, waits for options, comes James Madison here. Could look for a pass. No, he's instead going to go for goal, I think. Oh, and he almost got that one in. Meanwhile, Heung-min Son has broken through. He should have scored that. We've got ourselves a free kick, but this distance, it's just too far, even for someone as good as James Madison. But you know, you can never say never. Madison goes for it, and yeah, it's just too far. Man, we're really struggling for the breakthrough. We need something here. That's got to be a foul. No, the ref doesn't call it. What? And now on the other end, we're being counterattacked. Van de Ven used his pace so well there. And we're still pushing for that goal. Heung-min Son, if he can save Spurs once again, goes back for Tel. Proper chance that, but no. And no way our defense has been caught out. This is horrible. Vicario doesn't know whether to come forward or not. Well, it doesn't matter because we have conceded. And here I was getting excited after that first game of the season, thinking that we can put up a big challenge this year. It's the same old Spurs by the looks of it. Horrible defeat, guys. It just clearly shows that we've got a lot of work we need to do on this team. With the way our team is set up, I don't think Kulusevski's got a spot in this side, which I know sounds crazy because he's only 25. What a talent he is. But I guess if he doesn't fit the system, he just doesn't fit. I'm also unsure about the right wing position because Brennan Johnson has offered nothing this season. Now, what we could do is cash in on Kulusevski. We could easily get like 50 million for him. That would legit increase our budget to 90 million or so. And maybe we could once again use that money and strengthen the attack because we did struggle to get a goal against Brentford in that game. But I don't know if selling Kulusevski is the right choice. You guys let me know in the comments. We do have only about a week until transfer deadline day, so we need to act fast.